Hello, I'm going to show you some of my books I published to Amazon's Kindle. They're all in ebook form, and I even sold one. My first novel that I published to Amazon called Trucker Jihad. Uh, I started publishing them 2 years ago. Well, actually, a little over 2 years ago. Yeah, and uh, most of them deal with Islam. Uh, some of them are plays. Some, well, you know something? They all deal with Islam, basically. Basically, they all deal with Islam. I can't. Oh, well, some of them deal with atheism too. I wrote a play called "Atheists into the Twilight Zone," and that dealt with my talks with atheists. And in the process, I exposed things that seemed to make me feel like we're living in the Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? Uh, but I'll show you the the books I wrote and published. I publish them under my pen name of Ramit Ramsey. That's Rammat, Ramit, and then Ramzi, uh, Ramsey, and it's a Middle Eastern name. Uh, so it's also a Scottish name, but spelled differently. So yeah, like Say or Sey or something like that. But anyway, I think I'll show it to you right now. Show them to you right now here. By the way, they're all out of order, but I'll just go through them and show you them here. Okay, this is a play I wrote. It's a three-act play. A three-act play that can't be performed because it deals with Islam. It's like a, a Muslim version of Sniper on the Kaaba, a Muslim version of Fiddler on the Roof. I call it the Sniper on the Kaaba. So yeah, I did this one. Yeah, that's called Sniper on the Kaaba. And then Trucker Jihad. That was the very first thing I actually published to the internet. And holding a mirror up to Islam. This is The Wrath of Ramadar. It's a Wrath of Ramadar is a science fiction parable on possibly how to end the war on Islam. It's kind of a Star Trek story, cross between Star Trek and Ultraman, and Godzilla, that sort of thing here. Yeah, the Wrath of Ramadar. So yeah, if that looks like a giant Muslim in a city with a Godzilla's breath coming out of his mouth, it pretty much is. Then I did another one called Jihad of Words. Yeah, Jihad of Words. Uh, uh, Muslim and Christian going at it. Of Mice and Sarah Palin. Muslims versus Ramit. That's me behind bars, actually. It's actually me behind bars. Yeah, it's my eye there. What happened was that book is about when I was on the website called Mix, I was exposing stuff that I thought was stupid or evil in the Quran, and the Muslims had Mix put me behind bars, and then they banished me. Interesting thing happened though. Not too far after they did that, Mix collapsed, and all their words, the Muslims, everybody's words disappeared. So I guess karma came back and got them here. But they put me behind bars and they got rid of me. So that was that. Muslims versus Ramit. Mutania Wars 2. Mutania Wars is my I guess you say battles as Mutania. My handle was Mutania on the website called Propeller. Before that was Netscape, and I got on Propeller when I noticed that Muslims and liberals were always attacking Israel, and conservatives. I consider myself a conservative Christian, and I thought, yeah, I've got to defend. I've got to defend my way of thinking in life, and so supposedly I'm one of the guys that actually helped. There was a one of the guys that actually that caused the collapse of Propeller, according to guys that were reading my stuff, which I put into book form here, because I don't know if I mentioned it here. So, yeah. Mutiny Wars is part of a series that I'd call Propeller Wars. So, continue here. Full phasers on the Borg cube. If that looks like the Kaaba in Mecca, it is. The full phasers on the Borg cube. And that's the one I was telling you earlier. Atheist in the Twilight Zone. Painting the Night with Stars. That's a sequel to Mutania Wars. And that's this is a German version of Sniper on the Kaaba. And that's an Italian version of Sniper on the Kaaba. And this is a French version of Sniper on the Kaaba. This is a Spanish version. And this is Trucker Jihad. This is a French version of it. Okay. And then there is a Italian version of it, and German version of it. Oh, excuse me. This is called Call Me Jibril. It's kind of like a sequel to The Wrath of Ramadar. It deals with kind of like a Star Trek sort of thing going on. And what happens is that the creator of Islam finds out that his religion, Islam, is fading out in the 21st century due to knowledge of the internet, and people get on the internet and find out more and more about Islam. So he goes back in time to give pointers to Muhammad, because he notices that a lot of Muhammad's 7th century thinking got into the Quran and caused Islam to fade out in the middle of the 21st century. So he goes back in time, and he does such a great job of giving pointers to Muhammad that Islam becomes so victorious it creates Borg, and it makes the Borg in this part of the galaxy instead of the Delta. Also, not only the Delta Quadrant, but also on this side, and that causes the lead people, the captain of Mutania, to go back in time to try to stop it. And well, you'll see what happens here. So, Call Me Jibril. That's that one called Call Me Jibril. Call Me Jibril. Oh, the Gospel According to DVD Player. That is interesting, but I'm not going to go into it right now because it's one of the shortest books I've published. What the gospel is according to a DVD player is what I did about over 20 years ago. I read the New Testament onto video, and then I turned the videotape into DVDs, and then I noticed that there were files that the DVD player made, and I thought, I wonder I can see them. And I noticed it was like the DVD player only allowed certain parts to be shown, and in that process with those files I was able to see what parts of the New Testament. It was all done random, and so that's why I called it the Gospel According to DVD Player. So it's like, and since I had no creation in it, no man did, it was a machine, and I'm thinking that since God, works in the random, maybe there's something to this Gospel According to DVD Player. because it was like God picked out for that, just for that book. And so if you want to see what God picked out by using the random with that machine, go ahead. The Gospel According to DVD player. Okay. Yeah, this is another version, different of the Wrath of Ramadar, and this is another version of Call Me Jibril. I believe that's the Italian version, and there's a Spanish version of Call Me Jibril. Yeah, that's the Kaaba, but it's not really the Kaaba. It's actually a giant robot spaceship in the form of the Kaaba that comes to life near the end of the of the of the story. And here's another version. This is the German version of. Have you ever seen the movie Kronos? Well, that kind of thing comes to life. It's the Kaaba with a giant robot body that starts going through Mecca and heading toward Jerusalem, toward Israel to destroy Israel. Yeah. Yeah, different versions of the Wrath of Ramadar. Yeah. My Dinner with Andre, that's a screenplay I wrote. Propeller Wars. And another Propeller, yeah. Nightmare from the Golden Gate is actually a play, and that really doesn't have much to do with Islam at all. That's actually a science fiction suspense thriller play I wrote in 2 acts. It takes place in the future. About a Christian terrorist, but he's not trying to kill anybody. He's just trying to get people's attention to what's happening in the Middle East that he feels is going to lead to something really big, and it does. Propeller Wars. Okay, next one. Oh, this is the Spanish version of Nightmare from the Golden Gate. And another one of Mutania Wars, called Mutania Under Attack. Yep. Oh, and this is my latest one. My latest one. It's called The Train of Theological Thought. And so out of the smokestack comes this Muslim head. What it is a screenplay, and a lot of my talks with Muslims. The screenplay I wrote a long time ago, actually not too long ago, almost 10 years ago, but it's actually kind of like, it's a mixed medium. It's a screenplay and a book. But if you want to do the screenplay, you can do a lot of editing, and it would probably come out to an hour long. But if you after you wanted to read what was in the book, you're talking days. So it's more than just one. But anyway, that's what I've written so far. And I'm in the process of writing another book called Project Oracle, and another one called Mutania Rises Again. So that's that. I come back not as Mutania but as Packet Man. But